Hello, hello, hello. This is Pastor Vivian again of Kingdom Builders, Acts 2 Church. And how you guys doing? I pray all is well with you. Hope you can see the cutting board. Um, I pray that all is well with you. I am, I've just peeled and cut up some sweet potatoes. I'm about to cut them into blocks, little squares, so that I can boil them to make a sweet potato pie. I know you're hearing that water running, so see, I'm just cutting them in little squares. Let you see it. See, little squares like that. I'm cutting them in little squares and putting them over in the bowl in some cold water. And I like to let my sweet potatoes soak for a little while, just so that I can get some of the, till the water is clear. So now I'm just getting ready to, doing the prep for a sweet potato pie. And you guys will get used to it. I love to tell, I love to share and be encouraging and encourage people as I go along. Okay? Oh, I put them in the wrong one. I have had quite a few people, and I know you guys are probably like, come on, Pastor. I'm saying this not because I have thin skin. I'm saying that to you up front. Guys, I know that you want me to be, most people, they look up and they do all that. I don't trust the knife. So I have to look down to make sure that I'm not cutting me. I want to make sure I'm just cutting the potatoes. Okay? And so, and again, I tell you, I don't profess to be a chef. I'm just doing this. This is a part of ministry for me. I like to encourage people as I cook. During the holidays, during Thanksgiving holidays, it was a tradition for my mother and I to either when we were together, we would just come together and my sisters, when we were younger, my sisters and I, my mom had 7 children, and so my sisters and I would get in the kitchen and do whatever it was that we were assigned to. When I was first assigned to working in the kitchen, as far as the sweet, being in the kitchen with my mom, as far as the sweet potato pies was concerned, my first job was not peeling potatoes. That was my second job. My first job was putting the holes in the pie crust so that it wouldn't be lumpy in the middle. Yeah, you put holes in it and you let the air flow through it. Make your pie cook a lot easier and even. Okay? At least that's what my mother said, and she's been gone now since 2008. She passed away in 2008, so I have been. So Thanksgiving was our time together. We would always get in the kitchen and cook. I threw them in the wrong one. We would always get in the kitchen and cook. Thanksgiving was so much fun. It didn't start off that way because at first it felt like a lot of work. And sometimes when I would be in the kitchen, my job would be to wash dishes. I'm so grateful to God. Like, I believe that you keep a clean kitchen. You start off in a clean kitchen. When you finish cooking, you still have a clean kitchen. Okay? I believe you wash your hands, keep your hands clean. And we're coming over into the Thanksgiving time. And so, the deeper I get in, if you guys can see, you see, look at that. My really good pastor friend bought me this ring. She bought this ring from James Avery. Yeah, I would get no money from James Avery. She just saw that I had a bracelet, and the members started buying me uh, charms for that. Um, but I was trying to show you, as you can see, I have nails on, but they will be off by tomorrow. Okay? Because in order for me to do what I need to do, and I know somebody gonna come in and try to say something about it now, like I said last year. Um, and I don't, I was brought up in a neighborhood where you had to have tough skin, and you had to be able to hold your own. However, I don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. Um, Again, I don't know if you guys seen any of my other videos. I have 6 other siblings. I'm the middle child, and I had to fight a little bit, but I had an amazing big sister and 2 big brothers who made sure that we didn't have to fight a lot, because they would make sure if you fought one of us, you had to fight all. That's old school fighting. Yeah. And so I said all that to say I have tough skin. However, when you hear me coming on, I ask you guys to come in, and when you come in, and be considerate of other people, because you're not hurting me. I do understand that the I have the right to delete your comments. However, I haven't done that. I just want you guys to take your responsibility. I don't want to have to do that. Let's see if I can get some of this off. I don't want to have to do that. Now, this is a great glass chopping. This is so good. And I bought it at the 99-cent store, really for 99 cents. Well, they call it the dollar store, but it was 99 cents. It's not because I'm worried or concerned about, you guys hurting me. I just don't want you to prevent someone who might learn something from here or get a word of encouragement, because it is Thanksgiving and people are going through a whole lot. They've lost a lot of loved ones. And let's be kind to each other. If it was just me, I could handle it. If you notice, if you go in and look at my other videos, even when people were not nice and they said things that were not pleasing, there was a gentleman that said, you people always take a good recipe and mess it up. And so I don't want, and that right there can cause confusion. However, all I did was went in and thanked him for his comments, and that's how he feel about it. He has a right to, he or she, I don't even remember if it was a male or a female. I think it was a male. They have a right to feel how they feel. However, I'm just saying, be kind, because there are people that are on here that really want to learn something, that may get something, or even get like. For me, I'm grateful to God that my mom did give us, when we were younger, we weren't as well off. We were not well off at all. And my mother would do things, and when I got grown, when I started doing the same thing. And I would give my children the same reasoning behind it. And when I would explain to them why we do what we do with the cooking and things. And then my mother came back to say, well, I couldn't afford this, so I couldn't afford it, so we did it this way. And I told you, for example, when I was coming up, my mother would tell us, you got to make rough cornbread. It's got to be rough cornbread. So that it'll make good cornbread dressing. I didn't understand at the time. My mother was And one day we were on the phone cooking, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta dial down because I gotta make cornbread." I didn't say dial down. I said I have to uh, make this rough cornbread, and I was complaining about having to make rough cornbread because I was preparing to make cornbread dressing, and we would cook every from the time I was 17 until 2000 till 2007. Um, 2007 Thanksgiving 2007 was the last time my mother and I cooked Thanksgiving dinner together, either on the phone or in person together. And so that was our tradition. So I was telling her about I had to make this cold cornbread dressing, and she said, "Why are you doing that?" She says, "I have my buttermilk and everything over here. I'm ready." I said, "Mama, you told us that we're supposed to make pork cornbread dressing, pork cornbread, um, without the buttermilk. Use make it with water and stuff." I said, "You told us we had to do that, and that makes the best cornbread dressing." She said, "Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I told you that so that you wouldn't feel bad, so that you wouldn't feel bad about the fact that we couldn't afford to make it, with the use the milk and make a better cornbread." So I was like, wow, all this time I could have made a good corn. I didn't have to do all that extra to make the cornbread dressing better by making a good cornbread. So, so my so that was one of the things that I'm glad my mom helped us with. And see, there are some people who have that same situation, and even now, let me tell you guys. Oh my gosh. I was thinking about something. I went to visit. Okay, I'm going to say something about one of my siblings. I went to visit one of my siblings. Um, and she had bought a fresh ham. Fresh ham meaning that it's not smoked or cured or anything like that. And she said, "I am going to do what Mama did. I'm going to make an old-fashioned ham." I said, "Oh, okay." She says, "I'm gonna do it like Mama did it. I am going to brine it, and she brimed it for 7 days. So she put it in. Yeah, she brimed it for 7 days, and then she's gonna smoke it for 10 hours, which is what my mother used to do. Because the people in the neighborhood, they would go and buy their ham already cured, already smoked from the store. But my mom would do it the long way around because it was cheaper. You can buy at the time you can buy a fresh ham so cheap. And even now, they're way cheaper. They're like 1/3 the cost of, maybe even 1/4 the cost of a, where did I put it? Okay. They're now like, maybe like 1/4 the cost of a smoked or cured ham. Oh, my arm a little sore, guys. I went and got my booster shot today. That wasn't a smart move, but it was a smart move. In that, always keep your kitchen clean. I wash everything as I go so that I don't have. When I'm done, I'm done. My kitchen is clean, and I don't have any problems. Okay. And I use mostly hot water. My hands have gotten used to it. Okay, guys. So the potatoes are cut up already. I got them in some cold water over to the side. That's soap in my water. Okay. Let me get this bowl clean. My little extra and my Clorox. Put a little Clorox in my dishwater. I know some people say don't do that. Oh my God, you putting chemicals. Okay, then don't you do it. Then I'm going to do what I do, and you do what you do, like I said last time, and then we'll meet somewhere in the middle. Okay? That's how we're going to do that. All right? If you guys hear that, give me one moment. Let me do something. The news is on in the background. Give me 1 second while I turn this. I just wanted to turn it down. So let's get this clean. I bought these look at this big bowl. You see that? I bought these, again, at the 99-cent store. Yeah. Bought them at the 99-cent store just so, when you wash as you go, you don't have dishes everywhere. Now, when I'm in the Thanksgiving mood where you cooking a whole lot of things at one time, my husband is in the kitchen with me. And him being in the kitchen with me is amazing. Why? Because my husband was brought up and he knows how to clean the kitchen so good. And I'm so grateful to God. We are a great team together. On yesterday, guys, my husband and I, we had our 7-year pastoral appreciation for Kingdom Builders Acts 2 Church. And, yeah, I'm really old school. We don't put our knives down in our dishwater till we're ready to wash just the knives. Because you can get cut if you don't know what you're doing. Okay? You can cut yourself, get stuck, poke, something. So be mindful, be careful, okay? You guys be very, very careful while you're cooking. Be careful. Don't hurt yourself trying to feed yourself, okay? So I wash as I go. What that does is it makes it easier for me to do. Look at this. So now you see them. Look at that. They are so pretty. Yes, in the cold water, they'll soak a little bit. Because once you cut them up, you release some more. And so I'm going to let them soak, change the water. And then I will put them, matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to drain this water off, okay, guys? Tomorrow, I promise you, these nails will be gone. I only put them on that's why I was telling you guys about yesterday that my husband and I had our 7th year pastoral appreciation. I've personally been in ministry. I've personally been in ministry since 2003. My husband was licensed, became a licensed minister in 1987, and I became a licensed minister in 2004. I answered my calling in 2003. I was licensed. I answered my call in May 2003 well, my calling was acknowledged in May 2003, and I was licensed January, I think it was January the 11th. Whatever it was, yeah, I think it was January the 11th, but I know the year, 2004. Yeah. And then January the 28th, 2006. No, 2007. January 28, 2007. I was ordained a pastor because I became a safe pastor. And then I started, safe pastor just simply means that I go out to different churches and help the churches grow. When I leave, the church is supposed to be bigger than it was when I arrived. larger in number, greater in finances, and their heart is supposed to be turned to love God even more as they learn more about God. Because for real, to know God truly is to love Him, and then to love their pastor and to be able to um, respect the pastor who God has placed there. Uh, and so, yeah. I did that from 2006. No, yeah, from 2006 until 2000. Well, I still kept doing it, even though my husband and I started pastoring Kingdom Builders Acts 2 Church February. No, not February. I want to say February because the date. November the 21st, 2014. So this past year made 7 years, and the 7th year was November the 21st, 2021. And so the first day we started was on a Thursday, a Bible study in our home, and we grew. To God be the glory. Okay, guys, here you go. Now to see how clear the water is, and look at those potatoes. Woo! Yes. Now I'll just probably put them in some water. Let me get this together. I keep everything covered. And then we will go to the stove because I'm going to put some water in a pot, and we're going to bring them to a boil. Yeah. I don't know how. I always seem to manage to have my husband. Well, my husband always manages to have. Whew, he always managed to have. He makes his sandwiches on the stove. Why? I do not know. For real, I don't know. So put some water in the pot, and then I will put. I start off with cold water. I start everything off like it is. I put a little salt in the water and boil the potatoes. Turn the eye on. Whew. Guys, this time last year I weighed 180 pounds. Now I weigh 130 pounds. I lost 50 pounds from last year to this year. I lost 50 pounds. Encourage anybody that may feel like, hey, and I did it because it was beginning to be a problem with me being able to do what I'm accustomed to doing. Yeah, I have 2 granddaughters, and I want to at least give myself an opportunity to enjoy my grandbabies. They're big girls, but I want to be able to have an opportunity to enjoy them and to be here like my mom and like my grandmother. Oh my God, my grandmother. Just so excited. My grandmother lived a very long, healthy life, as did my grandfather. And they lived long enough to see their grandchildren, their children being born. Well, naturally their children, but their grandchildren. I think my grandmother lived to see 5 generations, including she would be the 5th. She would be the first, and then from her 5 more. Okay, I'm coming back. Don't think I'm just dropping that. See this in the water? Here we go. I'm gonna bring you over here with me. I don't want to leave you. Let's do this. Okay. So we have the I'm gonna put it on a medium high. Put some salt. See, I got a tiptoe. Oh, there it is. I had the salt over here because I was showing you guys how I do. Put a little salt in the water and then it'll boil. We'll boil it until it is room temperature. Not room temperature. Y'all, I'm tired. I got that shot today. It got me a little tired. We will boil the potatoes until they are, we'll boil the potatoes until they are fork tender, meaning that you can stick the fork in the potato and it goes in easy and comes out easy. Okay, then we'll drain them off and then move on from there. Let me show you what I did. I'm gonna move this because I had these over here. They go over here. Okay, just some straws. Remove the sugar. Let me move this sugar out the way. Sorry, guys. When I get better at this, I'll be better at this. Okay? But until then, here we go. Let's turn around. We're going to need these. We're going to need some sugar. I'll probably use, this is a lot of potatoes, but for making 2 pies, you just need a cup of sugar, a half a cup of carnation evaporated milk. So what I did, I want to show you guys something. So look, I do the HEB brand, but I also have this because some people, you know, it's just evaporated milk, whichever one you like the best. Or if you don't want to do that, you want to do a vegan style, then you can use like almond milk or cashew milk or oat milk or rice milk. You can do that as well. And I use 1 stick of butter. If you want to do it vegan, you can use the vegan butter. Okay? And I use allspice, cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg. I'm careful with the allspice. I'm good on the cinnamon, the nutmeg. I use vanilla flavoring and a little clove in my sweet potato pie. Okay? And we whip it up. I'm going to show you guys. I'm boiling them now, so when they get tender, you'll be able to, we'll come back and have fun with it. We'll come back and have fun.